Right, okay. Right, we're going to conduct a search now on Dan. Okay, I'm going to take it then that we've got a general search policy at our venue. Which means what? Everybody is going to get searched. Everyone is going to get searched. Right, so best practice should be that we've got signage outside to obviously notify anybody that is in the queue that they've got a search policy in place. Right, so Dan's now entered the venue. Okay, what's the very first thing I've got to do then to actually, so that I can carry out a lawful search?
Asking for permission.
Ask permission, alright? So the way I would go about that, I would say, first of all, say, excuse me sir, we have a general search policy at this venue, okay, which means that anybody entering the venue has got to be searched. Have you got any objections to me searching you? Right, if he'd have turned around and said yes, what would I have to have done?
Say sorry,
You can't come in.
That's it. I'm going to have to say, well, I'm under them circumstances, I'm sorry sir, but I can't allow you entry. However, he's given me his permission, so we can now conduct the search. Now, to that end then, once he's now given me permission, next thing I'll probably ask him, I'll say, have you got anything on you sir that you shouldn't be carrying? Have you got any knives, have you got any drugs, have you got any alcohol?
No.
Okay, so he's got nothing. Okay, have you got anything in your pockets?
Yeah.
Okay, can you just empty your pockets and just place them on the table, please, sir? Who's doing the search at this stage?
Me.
Who's searching?
Me.
He is. He's doing all the searching himself. He's doing all the work. Okay, so he's taking everything out. Okay, that's everything out of your pockets. Okay. So from my point of view now, he shouldn't have anything in his pockets. Anything that I find now, okay, from my point of view is, okay, needs it obviously suspicious. Right, so to that end then, as I conduct the search, if you just come this forward, if I was to conduct the search, we do a systematic search from top to bottom. Right, so starting off at the top, if he was wearing a hat, would I ask him to remove that headwear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any reason when I wouldn't ask him to remove the headwear?
It's a turn.
Yeah, if it was for religious reasons, so if he was wearing, if he was a Sikh and he was wearing a turban, or if he was Jewish, he's wearing a skull cap, if it was anything for religious reasons, I would obviously ask him just to ask him to leave it on. If, however, he's wearing a baseball cap, or any beanie cap, or a woolly hat, or anything like that, I'd ask him to remove it and check the insides of that. Okay. So we do a systematic search, and we start from top to bottom. Start with the collars, alright, and you're feeling for the collars. And what we're looking for there, I'll try to feel for any irregularities, anything that feels out of the ordinary. Okay? Next thing that we do, okay, if you just put your hands up, right, we simply do is just check the arms. Now he's got a top on here, it's quite thick, but it's thick enough that if he's got anything under there, I should feel it. Okay, if he was wearing a coat, is there anything that I could do? Ask him to remove it. Yeah, after obviously he's emptied the contents, ask him to remove it. Especially now we're coming into winter, he's got a big thick padded jacket on. It's going to be quite difficult. It's quite easy that the individual could have actually hidden something away in that jacket. So if you're not too sure, ask him to remove the jacket. There's nothing wrong with that. So, but what he's got on there, okay, a simple search, and what I'm doing here is I'm feeling for any irregularities, anything that's on his sleeves, anything that's on his arms, anything that doesn't feel right. And if I do feel as though there's something there, I'll obviously, it's going to warrant further investigation. Now, when it comes to searching the torso, best practice is that we use the backs of the hand. Nobody think why? We use the backs of the hand. Not the front. I feel bumps. Which looks better, guys, from a professional point of view?
Yeah.
That? Or?
Yeah.
It's a little bit more less intimidating, isn't it? If I'm doing it the backs of the hands,
Some handlers might prefer.
they might like it, yeah. But to that end, though, it's a little less suggestive by using the backs of the hands, okay? It's a little bit more appropriate. It's a little less intimidating, okay? And it's going to make the person feel a lot more comfortable. So use the backs of the hands, and you're still going to be able to obviously explore and feel whatever you need to and find anything as you go along. Now, he's got pockets here. Would I put my hands in his pockets?
No.
Why would I not put my hands in his pockets? Potentially, there could be dangerous items in there. Potentially, there could be a needle in there, any sharp objects. If I was to put my hand in there, thinking about my own health and safety, the last thing I want to do is pull my hand out and I've got a hypodermic needle stuck to it. So don't ever put your hands in places you can't see. Pockets being one of them. Right, comes to searching the legs, okay? Right, same again, use the backs of the hand. Now he's got pockets here. Run your hand down the pockets. Same again. Fine about that. Okay, that's fine. Turn around, sir. Okay, he's quite a big fella, so to that end then, that might need to get him to turn around. So same again. Okay, he's got a pocket there. You can just run your hands. Now that's not being suggestive, is it? No. Just running my hand over his pockets. It's not being suggestive. Okay. Okay, happy with that, buddy? Okay, now one last thing that you can do, if you really want to sort of take this a little bit further, ask them to run the thumbs around the tops of the trousers. Could I just ask you to do that? Okay, now I can see now that he's not actually hiding anything, has got anything tucked in, so you can do that all the way around. That's brilliant. Okay, now, once I've searched the individual, I'm quite happy he's not actually taken anything inside, or he's got anything left on him. What I next need to do is search his personal belongings. Okay, is there anything potentially with his belongings here that he could have hidden in amongst his belongings?
Something in his wallet.
Wallet, potentially. Right. If I want to look at the wallet, am I going to search this wallet? What am I going to do?
Ask him.
I'm going to ask him to do it, aren't I? So, sir, can you just pick up your wallet, please? Okay, can you just open the compartments? Okay, can you just open that one there? That's fine. That's fine. Okay, I'm avoiding now any allegations that I'm actually taking anything of his possessions, am I? Because he's just doing all the touching. He's picking up his own personal artefact, all his personal items. I'm not touching any of them, which is cutting down now the risks of me and chances of me being accused of any malpractice. Okay? Now, it's quite time-consuming, this, isn't it? Depending on your numbers in your security team and depending on how efficient you are as a team will determine as to how long it takes you to do a search. Now, what you may do is you may have a general search with everybody entering the venue, but you do a random search with people's personal belongings. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That way then you can get everybody through. Because the last thing you want to be doing is avoiding these things, because people say, yeah, well just put it in your wallet, especially if you've got a small wrap of cannabis, then we're going to get it in, okay? Because we don't search the personal items. Right? But by doing it this way, and perhaps doing random searches, random searches act as a good deterrent. Bear that in mind. If you are struggling with time, always do random searches of some description. Can act as a good deterrent. Okay? All happy with that. Alright? Okay. Cheers for that. Yeah, it can be. Alright, just, yeah, no, that's fine.